of Andover. He is our clerk, and he started one of these up, what, 8 years ago? I don't know. Clerk?
Something like that.
Okay. And Matt Best is kind of my super director. He's over water, sewer, public service, whole bunches of stuff. And so you guys will, you'll have a direct lifeline into a lot of things that normally you probably go through channels on. We'll make sure that you've got an intimate relationship with the people that you need to get things done.
Yeah, I think we talked to Matt a lot. Hi, Matt.
Poor Matt. I gotta tell you, I love Matt. Well, I'm one of the few, but I do. So, but one of the reasons I love Matt is because Matt makes things happen. So, and
Thank you.
Okay, recording just started, so
I
So
still
you know-
got 2 minutes before we got to start up. Ashley, Kevin McNamara, hi.
Hello, nice to meet you.
Meet you too. So, we'll just holding off for just another minute in case some more people are going to get on here.
Hi, this is Karen Spurl. Can you hear me?
I can. I don't see you, but I can hear you.
Okay, well, I'm trying to do this from my cell phone.
Perfect.
I don't know how to get the picture.
Okay, that's okay, Karen. Where are you from?
Walden Woods.
Oh, good. Good to see you. Okay.
I keep hitting the wrong things here. Stay as attendee. And now it says recording, and I don't want it to record.
Well, actually, we're recording.
Oh, okay.
And
Well,
the
then
reason
good.
we're recording is because we can't write fast enough to write down all the ideas you guys might have.
There's a mute button if you want to hit it when you.
Yeah. Where?
It should be a microphone symbol or.
I'm just gonna.
And I know CJ from many, many conversations. So hello, CJ.
Can you see me now?
No. I have Charles Arnold just came on and Nate Lopez.
You guys are just-
Hello.
You can get
Mhm.
everybody.
Hey guys,
Nate, where are you from?
Country Walk.
All right.
All right.
Charles, where are you from?
Walden Woods.
Oh, good. Another
Hi,
one.
Charles.
Hey, Karen.
All right, check that out.
Thank you. I have a baby here.
People are still joining. Alicia is letting them in as they join and promote them to
Now we'll
panel.
start
A
there.
lot of people still joining in.
We have a baby on the line that will be talking. You can watch it. Okay. Rachel Stradling,
That's correct.
where are you from?
Pine Forest subdivision.
Okay. Welcome.
Thank you.
So there's music in the park, and today they're dedicating the 15 fish that local artists decorated, and it just poured rain. So I hope that they're protected. Yeah. All right, Stephen Roberts, welcome.
Thank you.
Where are you from?
Bell Harbor.
Okay. Great.
Hello, Renee Bell from Wildbrook.
Oh, okay.
Hi, Tanya Harrelson here from Charter Club Estate.
Got it.
Kevin, before you get started, what you doing? Let everybody introduce themselves, because I would love to meet everyone.
Yeah, okay, so what I was thinking about doing here was basically just do a short opening, maybe 3 minutes. And then have everybody, well, actually, you're right. Let's have everybody introduce themselves first. I'll give a reason why we have thought that this is an important idea to have a committee like this. And then after that, I'd like to go around and see what other people think. I do, can't do. It's recorded, so we'll get all those ideas put together. We'll make up some meeting minutes. We'll formulate some strategies, and we'll send them out to you as a group. And then we'll get another meeting going to actually formalize making a committee or doing whatever you decide you want to do. Moderator, is everybody in the room?
Yeah, it seems like everyone's here. There's just a few people, their talking is permitted. Maybe they don't want to be panelists. Maybe we can start with them. Sherry Hobson, do you want to go first and introduce yourself? Maybe not.
Hello?
Oh, there you go.
Hello?
Yeah.
Oh, hi, my name is Sherry Hobson. I'm not sure if you can see me, but I'm from the Bell Point Estate subdivision, E-Course and Belleville Road. And I am a co-block captain for the Bell Point Estate. The way that we've divided our subdivision is by streets. We have 5 streets in our subdivision, so that means we have 5 co-block captains. 2 block captains on each street.
Wow.
So that's who we are.
Neat. Never heard of that. Okay, go ahead
Thanks,
next.
Sherry. We also have Linda Shedrick. Linda, you can unmute yourself and introduce yourself.
Oh, okay. Good evening. Can you guys hear me okay? Linda Shedrick?
Yes.
Okay, good evening again. I'm also with Bell Point Estates, and I'm also a co-block captain with Miss Sherry.
Wonderful. That is everyone we have in the attendees list. We can just go right down the line. We'll start with Sanjay.
Hi, everybody. I'm Sanjay Singh. I'm the president of Robinson River Park Subdivision. It's just south of E-Course in between Haggerty and Belleville Road. Next to me is Barb, our secretary for our subdivision. So I'm a chief engineer in automotive electronics by trade. So, you know, I've been giving Matt a hard time every now and then, getting plans and things like that. You know, we're here, we have some line items we put together on township level pain points and then community level pain points that hopefully, you know, if we can all group up like Kevin suggested, we may be able to solve some of these things. So at some point, you know, we can talk about those. So thank you for bringing this group together, and that's it from me. Say something, Lord?
Yeah, I'm the secretary. Have been on the board for what, 6 years now?
You've been a past president too.
Long time, past president, so on and so forth. Active in that, my church with my grandchildren, and I hope to retire soon.
We're hanging on to Barb for a while.
That's great. Monica, you want to go next?
Hi, my name is Monica Jackson. I'm from the Homestead subdivision. As I stated earlier, I work for Wayne County and just elected to the board at the beginning of the year, and it's a lot. We do have 6 members now. The co-block captain sounds like a good idea. I think I'm going to take that back to them. Maybe we could get some more assistance with that, but I'm glad that this was formulated so we can come together and talk about some of the issues that we are having here. Maybe some other areas and subdivisions are having the same issues, and we can probably work to brainstorm and get them resolved. Thank you.
Monica, may I ask real quick, what department in Wayne County do you work for?
Currently, I work in procurement.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Can we have Don next?
Oh, good evening, everyone. My name is Donald Boynton Jr.
I am the president of Country Walk 3. There are technically 5 associations in Country Walk. Each one kind of came on at a different time. I'll let each one of the other ones speak on their own behalf. Country Walk 3, I have served as, I have served as its president since I have been living out here. That's been since 2000. I moved in 2005. We established a board in 2006. And I've been its board member and president ever since. I am also one of your duly elected trustees. And for those of you that supported me, I do thank you for that. And I am definitely grateful for you on that. I bring a great deal of knowledge to this established committee or commission, if you will. I also worked on the previous HOA coalition, if you will, with Clerk Wright. And I look forward to doing whatever it is possible as a team so that we can address some of the issues that we have individually and attack them as a whole with the county and also the state if need be. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Next we have CJ.
DJ, could you unmute? There we go.
You're there, CJ.
Oh, okay. Sometimes our volumes drop off,
Oh.
but I'm Conrad Welsing from Bayshore, representing the board because tonight is our board meeting night. So they're all there and I'm here. But the kind of issues that we hope to share with everybody are how you put together regulations for a homeowners association, like a condo association. What do you do with violators? How assessments are handled. Of course, all of us have concerns about monthly dues if we're in condos. And then specifically for Bayshore, of course, we are a lakefront condominium. So we have concerns and good things about living on the lake.
Hey, it's a great group you got there, Bayshore.
Supervisor, I have you next in my squares.
I'm Kevin McNamara. I'm the supervisor, and I'm going to talk enough later on. So,
all right, next is Andrea.
I'm Andrea Yerk. I am the board president at Hickory Woods. We are off Tyler in between Haggerty and Morton Taylor. I don't know, Leon, we've met at Better Health before. Yeah, so we've got, who knows? I don't even know. I've been on the board for 14 out of the 15 years I've lived here, 13 out of the 15, and I've been the president for probably 8. So, yeah.
okay.
Great. Cassandra, you're next.
Hi, I'm Cassandra McDonald. I'm a 16-year resident of Country Walk 1 subdivision. I'm a 20-plus year Wayne County employee. I work with Wayne County Department of Homeland Security. I see one of my coworkers, Monica, on here. I don't really have any concerns except for speeding. The new people that started to speed. I don't know if it's because of people being locked up during the pandemic, but it's a lot of speeding, and that is a big concern because we are a community with a lot of children. And so I would like to have that addressed. I know in Country Walk 1, the police department and the director has worked with us on many occasions in bringing in I'd love to work with all of the different communities within Van Buren Township. to work with us cohesively to ensure that we continue to have the beautiful township that we have.
Okay, thank you, Cassandra.
Wonderful.
And when I worked with Wayne County, Supervisor McNamara was a commissioner, and I also worked under the late great Mr. McNamara.
Oh, thank you. And I do remember you in Homeland Security.
Yeah.
For Tad Sturtevant, I believe.
Yes. Yes.
Dan, you're next.
So I'm Dan Selman. As the supervisor mentioned earlier, I'm deputy supervisor. I know I spoke with several of you when we were getting this together, and I was really pleasantly surprised that everybody showed a lot of interest in joining and being a part of something like this. So I might have some comments later on, but I just want to appreciate everybody taking the time to attend, and we could have a nice collaborative forum here. So thank you.
Dan put this together.
Yes, good job.
A lot of work.
Right.
Thank you.
Did you say Clerk Wright?
I sure did. Yeah, sorry. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Leon Wright. I'm your township clerk, foremost. I'm also a president of Andover Farms Homeowner Association right across the street from Andrea. Been the president for about 16, 17 years. Prior to that, I was treasurer for about 10. So I've been on the homeowner association from day one. Don't really have any lingering concerns, but I'm here to help with any concerns anyone else has. I would like to see how we could get funding to support some of the things that the homeowners have been encountering now, the things that we have to do that Wayne County probably should be doing. I would like to see, could we get, if it's possible, to put numbers together to incur some type of funding. But other than that, I'm here for anyone's support. Glad to see this is happening again. I don't know. I don't recognize I recognize a few of the faces from before, but I'm just happy to see that we can get together and do this. I think it's very important.
Perfect. Ashley.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Ashley Tate. I am the president of Country Walk Forest Homeowner Association. I've been the president of our association for a whopping 2 weeks. As a new board member, I'm just looking to express our neighborhood's collective interests within the township. Some things that are kind of going on within our section, just like Country Walk 1, we have a lot of speeding, violation of running the stop signs, which is a major concern in our community. And we're also having a little bit of interest / debate internally about fences and the ordinances around fences, and whether we'd like to maybe pursue a bylaws change, which would also have to go up through the township to allow fences in our community. So that's.
Okay.
Perfect. Thank you. Rachel?
Hi, my name is Rachel Stradling. I have been a board member for the Pine Forest subdivision since October of last year. I'm the treasurer. Our HOA board consists of 4 board members, and currently we have 3 because our president resigned due to health issues. So we're all 3 trying to play president together to support that position until we can get someone voted in during our next annual meeting. I'm looking forward to just getting some direction and being able to collaborate with you all on a lot of the issues we've been having and how we can make our neighborhood a better place for all. So thanks.
You, Stephen.
Hello, Stephen Roberts here. I'm from Bell Harbor Estates. We are right off Belleville Road near 94. There's 77 homes in our subdivision. I've been the president, actually became the president before I even moved in to my home. I had bought it, but I hadn't moved in yet. Went to our first annual meeting that they threw together, and we only had one person basically running a secretary treasurer position, and I decided to help out and become the president, and I've been the president ever since. we're in pretty good shape. And some of the people love me, some of the people hate me, of course, because I do enforce what needs to be done. I don't have a problem using shame when it comes to speeders and stop sign runners. We don't really have any stop signs in our sub speeders. I do call them out by vehicle, but maybe not by name, but by vehicle. One of the things we use, and I'm sure hopefully most everybody here knows is nextdoor.com, right? I use that as my communication tool to our homeowners whenever I need to report a speeder or make comments on something that's going on within either the neighborhood or even the township. It's been a very good tool for us to keep in immediate contact basically with a lot of our homeowners. That's me.
Great, thanks, Stephen. I have Wendy next.
Hi, I'm Wendy, and I'm the Vice President for the Villas at Country Walk Condos. Excited to be here. We have a lot of stuff we need to work on here, and more recently, I would love some guidance on how you handle people who try to intimidate the HOA. They're showing up on doorsteps, they're screaming, make me super uncomfortable. So anything I can do to not just walk away from the position, because then the bad people win. So.
Right. Thanks, Wendy. Director Best?
Good evening. My name is Matt Best. I'm the Director of Public Services for Van Buren Township. That covers water and sewer, building and planning, building and grounds at the township parks and buildings, and environmental, which includes managing the lake as well as the agreement and services provided by waste management. So thank you for being here today. Thank you.
Thank you. Charles?
Hi, I'm Charles Arnold from the Walden Woods subdivision. I currently hold the role of president since 2016. Well, I'll wait till we get into the meeting to express some concerns that we have from a subdivision.
Great, thanks, Charles. We're getting to the end of it. We have Nate.
Hey, everybody. Oh, you can hear me. Hey, everybody. My name's Nate. I am Vice President of Country Walk 4. As Ashley said, we just were appointed, about 2 weeks ago. Really looking forward to getting into this, and there's a lot of new people or a lot of new homes in Country Walk 4, so kind of excited to see how things go. And yeah, so excited to hear this tonight too.
Thanks, Nate. We have Trustee Miller on the line as well.
Hi, everyone. I'm Trustee Reggie Miller. I live in Country Pond Estates. My husband couldn't be here this evening, so I told him I would step in and report back to him.
Perfect. We have Nicole Bishop.
Yeah, I am president of the board for River Park Condominiums.
Hope I'm not missing anyone. Let's see, Dwight next.
Hi, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Hi, good evening, everyone. Yeah, Dwight Snodgrass. I'm the vice president of the Wildbrook Association. I've been vice president approximately 2 years just prior to the pandemic. Of course, our subdivision right now, we currently have approximately 190 homes. And I'm here really actually to listen to some ideas, share some ideas, and hopefully my biggest envision is to possibly have a consolidation of events among all the HOAs.
We have Heidi.
Hi, my name's Heidi Barson. I'm from Country Walk 4. I'm newly appointed along with my cohorts there, Nate and Ashley. And all three of us are really driven by community values. So I think it's great that we all ended up on the board together. And we have another two board members but we're all very excited for this meeting.
Thank you. And we have Karen.
Can you hear me?
We can.
Hi, I'm Karen Spurl, and I am Vice President of the Walden Woods subdivision. I have been on the board on and off since 2014. I am in my second term as Vice President to Charles. And we are so glad that this is coming into effect because we have a lot of concerns and are looking for some guidance.
Perfect. Granulus?
Hello, I'm Renius Bell. I'm sit on the HOA board as secretary for Wildbrook. And I'm just here to learn and listen.
Wonderful. And Tanya?
Hello, Tanya Harrelson. I am from Charter Club Estates. Our HOA board is a little different. We don't necessarily have titles. We're all considered directors. And there's 7 of us on the board currently. And I am representing us today, but we're here really just for sharing information, learning, and just to see how we could, support each other going forward.
Thank you. And I believe our last person is a phone number calling in with the last 4 digits of 9302. Would you like to say anything, caller from 9302? Should be able to unmute yourself if you want to.
Hi, I'm not a board member. I'm just a resident listening in. Got the email and decided to just dial in and listen to what's going on in the community.
Oh, love it. Thank you for joining us. And I think that is everyone, unless I missed anyone. If I missed you,
Owens possibly.
who was it, Dan?
I see a Owens on there. And
Oh, maybe, yeah. Mr. and Mrs. Owens?
Hello. Hello. My name is Tanja Owens. I am a resident inside of Bell Point Estate. Right now, we have 3 board members. I don't believe any of them are on this Zoom. However, we do have Miss Sherry Hopkins and Miss Linda Sherdrick, and they are the leaders over the block clubs within the association. And part of my responsibility is to, I'm in the process of putting together our neighborhood watch. And right now we're texting all of our residents when we see, things that goes on in our community that is kind of, should not be going on. So we're still trying to organize to that effect. Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
thank you for joining. I know Alicia did the best she can. Alicia, did you want to introduce yourself and maybe we could, and afterwards see if anybody missed, did we miss anybody? Why don't they go right now and then Alicia will introduce herself. Okay.
I don't think we missed anyone, and if we did, yeah, let us know. My name's Alicia Albrecht. I'm a communication specialist with the township. So if you are on Nextdoor, hopefully you've seen my posts about what the township is doing. That is me. So I look forward to meeting you all one day in person. And just like what the supervisor and the clerk and Dan said, we're just really excited that everyone is interested in this type of meeting, and we're hoping that we can help, communicate your needs better or let us know. So yeah, thank you.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you everyone for coming. You guys, I was just doing some quick math as you guys talk, because I know pretty much how large your groups are, but you probably have over 3,000 homes here. I mean, that's a big hunk of our population. I want to also quickly acknowledge the fact that the trustee Boynton and trustee Miller are here, and I couldn't do this without them, and clerk Wright, who probably founded this idea 8 years ago or so. And without them, we wouldn't be talking. I also had a little bit of fear because I also know a lot of your problems as you guys were talking. And I know that Walden Woods got some problems that I don't know how I'm going to fix, but we're going to have, but I'm sure they're going to tell me what they are. And the Robinson River's got some different problems. Bay Shores has some issues that they've got. Bell Point, I mean, they all have different problems, but maybe together we can figure out how to fix them. I want to tell you why I arranged this, why we did this. Van Buren Township's a government. We collaborate with all the surrounding communities, Canton, Belleville, Sumter. We talk with Ramos, we talk to Washington, we talk to Wayne County, we get expertise from Wayne County. We talk to the state, they train us. We talk to the federal government, we ask them and beg them for money and for help, for equipment. And we're better because we do that. And even though we know half the time the answers, but we still do it together, and we sometimes, get lucky. You're here because HOAs, I don't think people realize HOAs are government. You are a government. You are a full-blown government. You have plans, you have purpose, you have power. You affect ordinances within your community, you affect light control, you affect beautification standards, you have your own noise standards sometimes, and amazingly enough, you actually can enforce penalties on your people. You are really the frontline government that protects the greatest wealth asset that every resident has, and that's their home. And we need you to be as effective as possible because we want our residents to be rich and happy and stuff like that. Okay, so I thought it'd be a good idea to get the HOAs all together and see if maybe we could collaborate, work together on things and come up with some joint answers. There's a lot of things that we can do together. We can, if not for just the economies of scale, together, I don't know if it's going to be a nursery kind of a thing, or a lawnmower thing, or a sewer cleaning thing. Together, we're much more bigger numbers. We can get better deals. In addition, Van Buren cleans a lot of sewer ourselves. You could piggyback on our bids and get these extremely low rates. In addition, you may have issues with the county, which you have very little clout over. We have a little bit more. Together with about 20 of these HOAs and our government, we form a lot of fear. And I know we have some we have some Wayne County people here, and they'll tell you they get 3 or 4 phone calls and they start getting nervous, but they're used to hearing from me. Okay. But that doesn't just go for Wayne County. It goes for the state of Michigan, it goes for your state rep, it goes for your state senator. It goes for the new airport over here, Willow Run, that is suddenly finding new life, as you all may have been hearing lately. Okay. So, I mean, these are things that together we can possibly, if not stop, do something better with. I really, really wanted to get together and do this and let you guys tell me what you want to do. I've already made out a lot of things, speeding. We have specialty signs that you probably don't know about. We can hang up that says this is how fast you're going. They really work. What you don't know is they actually do have the capability of telling you how fast people were going. And it's all hardwired through the internet, or not hardwired, Wi-Fi. And it tells you if it's actually working or not working. We have lots. Well, we have I hear harassment at condos. God, yes, we got to know about that. We're talking about putting up security cameras throughout the township, because security is the #1 thing, and these cameras will read license plates. Because too often we hear about some car. We saw a green Explorer, and they were harassing some kids, and we get the call at 11:42. We know we're looking for a green Explorer at 11:42, and it was heading for the freeway. We can't find it because we don't have the license plate. These cameras we're looking at getting are going to be license plate reader cameras. If you just give me a Macon SUV silver and we can go get that guy. And this guy may get out of Van Buren, but we'll be waiting at his house in Dearborn. No more of this, robbing, robbing a store and jumping on the freeway, and 5 minutes later they're so far away we'll never catch them. But so I'm going off plane. I really want to hear what you guys think we should do. My idea for this thing really is to let you guys take it over. I'll run it for a couple meetings, 2 or 3 meetings, get the ideas, send out the meeting minutes, try and form up an idea of where you guys want to go. Let you guys form up your own directorate, or as one person said, not even a chairman, just have a couple directors to help set the meeting and make sure that the information gets discerned. We would provide access to anything you want, including secretaries to do the minutes. I will make every single solitary meeting, and I will quietly sit in the corner until I am called on to either make an answer or be called onto the hot seat for why something's going wrong. But it would be your meeting to decide what's important to you. And that's what I envisioned it, but I don't know what you guys are envisioning. So I don't want to take more than 1 hour more on this day. And I think if we limit it to 3 minutes per person, you can tell me what it is you want. I will get it all down in the meeting minutes. I will then put it all together, send it out to you guys, make another meeting, say in a month or so, and decide what it is, what you guys want to do going forward. Last thing, every one of you guys that had a complaint, please call my office. I will see what I can do about those now, okay? So I've got the thing here, and I'm pretty good at moderating, and I'm just gonna go across. And moderator, you cross them off as I go. Sinjay, you're about to get called on. So you cross them off as we go along, and we'll see how far we can get. Let's try and limit the joint interaction on this. Now, if somebody says, my garbage pickup stinks, and I see 4 hands go up, I will make note of that, okay? All right, Sinjay, go ahead.
So I have a really long list, but I'll just keep it to my top 4 pain points. 3 of them are township, and 1 of them is the subdivision.
Okay.
So from a township point of view, I am hemorrhaging white-collar residents. As soon as they get kids, they're out. They're moving to Canton and Novi. So all my community role models are leaving. Now, I don't have stealing problems and I don't have speeding problems, but it won't be very long before I start having those issues. So from a township point of view, I would like this problem addressed where we can actually encourage the white collar residents, the directors, the presidents, the chief engineers, the lawyers, doctors, supervisors to stay. I don't want to keep losing them to Canton and Novi. This is hurting my subdivision in a really bad way. Other than that, we have very poor road conditions. The 80-20 program, for some reason, we've been collecting a lot of money. We need to fix these roads. Wayne County just is not responding. And my other problem is that even though I'm a homeowner association, the roads are county roads. They're dedicated county roads. We're paying taxes on them. So it's hard for me to enforce private community rules on county roads. So I don't know if anybody else has this problem, but later we'll talk about it. The other one is commerce. So Morton Taylor is a dirt road. And all our people, it's a lot easier to go to Kenton, whether it's to go to Home Depot instead of Menards or fast food or Walmart or haircut. Everybody from this point on just goes into Kenton. Nobody goes into Belleville. And Morton Taylor is less than a mile long. And I'd rather be going into Belleville to take the commerce from our subdivision into Belleville. It's beautiful, it's nice, but getting there is just not easy. Nobody wants to go to Belleville Road and make a Michigan left. So I'll leave those 3 pain points from the township level. At the association level, I'm not a condo, I'm a homeowner association. So enforcing the payment of dues is very costly. There are people who absolutely refuse to pay dues, not because they don't have the money, it's just because they just don't want to. And to take them to, we had a person representing us taking them to small claims court that was very successful, but our subdivision management company screwed up and the judge said we can't use that route anymore. But going to a regular lawyer, all we can do is place liens. And so we want some kind of ordinance at the township level that if you live in a subdivision, you must pay dues and make this a little bit more painful. Our dues are not that much, but this is one of the things that we would like put in at the township level. So yeah, sorry, I think my time is over, but those are my 4 points.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay, Monica. And then we're gonna go to Andrea Yerk. Monica.
Okay, so I'm from Homestead, and we have a few pain points as well. The 2 major ones right now are our drains and our catch basins. We are having flooding on one of our streets, and I reached out to Wayne County. I was told that initially they were going to send someone out to clean the drains, make sure there were the catch basins, to make sure there were no blockages. Then I got an email back stating that our subdivision is not under the jurisdiction of Wayne County. So we own the catch basins and of course the retention ponds. But in the past, from what I understand from our president, they have come out before and performed the whatever needed to be done to get the blockage resolved. Now, all of a sudden, they don't want to touch them. No one has gotten back to me to explain to me, one, why are we not under the jurisdiction of Wayne County? How do we not be under, how did it occur? Is there any way for us to get under the jurisdiction of Wayne County? No response as of yet. I guess they got their tickets mixed up the other day. They sent the guy out here without canceling the ticket. So we did get something done before the supervisor realized it and snatched the guy out of here. And that was on, I think, Tuesday.
Monica, what subdivision are you in?
Homestead.
Okay. Yeah, and absolutely correct. You're gonna want to call me separately. You are absolutely responsible for those sewers. And so are every one of those HOAs, except for the ones, I think they all are, aren't they?
Well,
Yeah.
they sent us a drawing. They sent us a drawing, reference the drawing they sent, saying that if your property is east of Morton Taylor and north of Ecorse, you are not under the jurisdiction of Wayne County. So I'm trying to figure out, does that would mean that Ashley Capitol building down the street would not be considered under Wayne County? That means the new Townsend, I think it's Townsend Park or Townsend.
I live outside that area and I'm not Wayne County.
Okay. So I just didn't know, was it a tax issue? Was there something that we did as a subdivision that made us?
Matt best knows the answer. Matt, we're going to give it one short, quick shot.
Okay.
Because Homestead has private roads, the sewers are also private, and Wayne County does not service private roads in a privately owned subdivision. I'd be happy to talk more about that with you when you come in and visit Mr. McNamara.
Okay, that'll be fine.
And we can, okay?
Okay, that's fine.
This group can fix, or at least fix decently cheap.
Okay, cool. So the roads, we are working with Mr. Best, our secretary and president, with a special assessment for our roads. I don't know what the outcome of the petition was, but it's going to be quite costly from a tax perspective. And basically that's really our only resource right now, from what we understand, is to do a special assessment. And a special assessment could increase our taxes by $200 to $300 more a month. That could make someone homeless.
Okay, so.
If you have a mortgage and your taxes are gonna increase by that amount, you could
Yeah.
potentially be taxing someone out of their home.
Dang.
True. And that's why we don't do it unless the homeowner association petitions with an overwhelming amount of people that ask for it. Sanjay, you are a Wayne County road. I'm going to tell you, Wayne County will never go in and do a local road.
We know that. They're just ignoring us. We have
Yes,
roads a
they
county.
ignore us. They ignore us. I had 2 tickets in. We just
Yeah.
paid $6,000 to have our trees trimmed on Jeremy Court or on Jeremy.
Yeah,
Because
I
Wayne
saw
County
them.
wouldn't come out and do it.
I saw them.
The tree trimming is a little bit of a different story, but yeah.
I put in a ticket for it. They wouldn't do it. I put in a ticket for catch basins. Our storm retention pond takes drainage from Ecorse Road. And all throughout, so Ecorse Road that's a county road, right? But our storm retention pond takes all the water from that and takes it down our streets, which flood. They totally flood. Sanjay, I know Sanjay, tip a hat to you because he's given me a lot of information about, what is it, Sanjay, all the documents, all the, what is it, the as-built documents, which Van Buren Township doesn't have for our community.
Yeah, so
I'm
of
sorry.
course drains into Nicole's sub, which drains into my ponds, and I have to clean out my standpipes because all my rear drainage is Van Buren Township and all my street drainage is Wayne County. So I have a double whammy problem, and my roads are just as bad as everybody else's, and Wayne County ain't doing anything about it. And the 80-20 program seems to be always missing us. So
They're
anyway,
not going
I want
to
to
give
take
you
too
the
much.
80-20. They're not going to do it for you.
Right.
They're just not. Okay. They only do it for, they won't go below primary roads, which would be Ecorse, Van Buren, Belleville. Okay. So wait a second. So, all right. Nicole, can you please call my office on that issue? Sanjay, call
I have called the water department. I have called Van Buren Township multiple times. I've gotten the master deed. On the master deed, it says Jeremy Court or Jeremy Road. Didn't we talk about this? It says WC, which we presume stands for Wayne County.
Yeah, all of yours are Wayne County, and all of ours are divided. In the front is Wayne County, and the back is Van Buren Township. Your ponds drain into our Van Buren Township ponds.
Right.
Van Buren Township jurisdiction, and we don't have a stormwater agreement with the township. So
neither do we.
Yeah, so
neither
we've been
do we.
paying like $3,000 to get those standpipes cleared every 2 or 3 years, and it's expensive. So, but yeah, my
Like I
roads
said,
is a bigger
Matt,
problem. And yeah.
Matt, do you know what they're talking about? This is the first I've heard of this.
Yes.
Okay, then I want an update on that tomorrow. Okay.
Yep, and I know what Sanjay and Nicole's most recent problem was with the line heading on the east side of the property going down into the pond. That was the most recent one that I was aware of, where there was a blockage. But they do have road flooding problems and issues that are all Wayne County related.
But Wayne County won't come out and do anything. I've
Right.
had tickets and everybody keeps passing the buck, I can't get anything done. So we end up spending our money just to keep our I have 106 units here and we pay $270 a month each. We have basically our structures up front are basically commercial buildings. We have fire suppression systems. I have a very huge budget that I work with every year. And we have balconies falling off buildings now. I don't know if you guys know about that one. I'm sure you do. Somebody does because they're insisting that they made involved with approving the new plans.
I didn't realize I was going to open up this many apples already.
That's why I was quiet at first, because I've got a lot. And our storm retention pond that takes.
I don't know about them. I am very good at negotiating politics. And what your problem and Sanjay's problem could be related to the McKinsey drain, which is causing the problems at Greenbrier, and Matt's saying no. But I just don't know what they are right now. So, okay. All right. We'll talk about tomorrow, because I don't want to get into it right now. But
yeah, give everybody a chance.
Tomorrow we'll leave your name and number. I'll make sure I call you back. Okay. See, I should have all this stuff by now. All right.
I have a question.
A final pain point that I need to get off my chest is this speeding. They are speeding through Homestead like it's the Indianapolis Speedway. Because Sadie Lane is our main drag from E-course all the way to the back of the sub, they come through here at 60, 70 miles an hour. They blow through stop signs.
Wow.
At nighttime, we have the muscle cars with the, the loud exhaust and they're just revving the car, the engines on the cars. It's 11, 12 o'clock at night. Now one guy, somebody must have called the police on him because one night I was on my way and it stopped immediately. So I don't know if the parent stopped him or what, but he rode up and down Sadie Lane probably 5 times. And then it stopped. But it was 11:30, 12 o'clock at night. But we have many complaints on next door about cars that are speeding up and down Sadie Lane. And I'm on Sadie Lane. So I'm on the main street.
There. I can post a cop and give tickets out. They're going to be all your neighbors. They're going to get them.
That's fine. I don't care.
That's right. You wanted to speak? I will. Just send it to me.
We want it. We want it. We want it.
Yeah, I had a question regarding the people that's talking about the flooding. Do you have retention or detention ponds?
Yes, we do.
You have pumps on those ponds?
Yes, we do.
Okay, we all need to discuss that because that may be some of your problem.
No, we don't have a pump. We don't.
Pumps.
We don't have a pump.
You don't have a pump?
Ours is passive drainage only.
What did you say, Monica?
No, we maintain ours. We have a guy
Okay.
that does ours spring and summer, summer, fall, whenever they come in and do something in the spring of the year, and then they come back in the fall of the year to do something else, and we pay for that out of our dues.
Well, I know you guys have had a problem with flooding from the beginning of the subdivision. So
well, we had an engineering firm out here that told us, one, we didn't have enough catch basins. So we are going to always flood until that issue is resolved, but we can't afford to put in catch basins. We don't have any money now.
We're getting hung up on that.
Okay.
Our flooding is due to broken pipes underneath, so we do have the catch basins, but it's a different issue.
I don't know if Supervisor McNamara froze or not, but I'll move it along. Though I see Karen Sparrow has had her hand raised for a while.
Hi, yeah. So we have similar issues with our streets, but we also have, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
We also have issue with people parking trailers and semi trucks on our streets. Ooh. The trailers is not parked attached to a truck. There's been a semi truck in our subdivision. And I have called and left a message with Officer Schuler, and I didn't see anything that happened. We've also got issue with we have a system in place, I should say, for people who haven't paid their dues. And you might want to talk with our President Charles about that. We have gone from quite a few homeowners who refuse to pay, and we're down, I think, 10%, 3% of uncollected funds. Charles has done an excellent job with getting that taken care of during his presidency. But we also have the road issue, and that's what I wanted to talk about. And I also want to talk about trash collection. I'm understanding that in 3 years, we lose our free trash pickup. And it has to do with the waste management, some contract or bid that is expiring. And so we want to know how that's going to be managed. And I mean, we have 300 homes, almost 300 homes in our subdivision, and that's going to greatly impact them. How's that going to be managed? How's that going to get passed along to the consumer?
Okay.
Thank you. That's just a start.
I did collect those down, and we do have Matt Best, who is here. He's able to speak to that, but we're going to try to be very considerate of everybody's time and give everybody a chance to speak. So I shared by email on the chat. So anything that does not get specifically addressed right away, we plan to follow up with every one of you, okay, by calling the office. But but we're going to kind of be considerate of everybody's time though. So, and looks like the hand raising method might be very, very useful. So I believe Owens was the next person who had their hand raised.
Yes, thank you. I'm hearing a lot of issues that I believe a lot of subdivisions within Van Buren Township or Belleville, we may all have the same issues when it comes to speeding. And I did start my 3 minutes. So what I want to just make some suggestions, and this is what we have started in Bell Point Estates. We have organized our individual blocks because we have approximately 100 homes in the subdivision. So what the ladies of Bell Point have decided to do is organize block captains, because even though there's a board inside of Bell Point Estates, we have to all agree that the board cannot move forward with doing every single thing within the subdivisions. They're going to require help from the residents there. So what we did, we organized each block with block captains. And then we have a block captain coordinator and an assistant block captain coordinator. So whenever we have information that needs to go out, whatever it may be, we can not just email, but text the block captains, and then they distribute it to the neighbors. For instance, we are in the process of getting our the aesthetics within the subdivision, because we all know blight attract crime, right? When things look at a disarray or unorganized or unkept, it invites crime inside of the subdivisions. And so what we want to do here in our subdivision, we want to organize our ordinances within the sub. So the things that the the things that the association would like to address, we'll have that in one column, and then we will have the ordinances that the township is going to address in another column. And then we want to make sure that all of the residents are aware of what they are in violation for. So we will give them a date, a projected date, let's say 2 weeks. You have to make sure this, that, and the other is organized around your house. If not, there's a ticket that will be issued. And no one can say that they were not warned or were not aware of these things that are taking place. And this is just pertaining to blight and crime is what my passion is for. And also the speeding. I mean, we can't collectively bombard the township with things that goes on inside our subdivision, and we have availability to communicate with one another. If the kids are speeding at your association meeting, we can tell the parents, slow down. There are going to be traffic enforcers inside the sub. And when the kid get tickets, their insurance go up. I'm done. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Owens. And I was just going to say very, very quickly, that's 100% of the reason why we're here. And I'm sure we're going to want to learn a lot more about how your block captain systems work. Because I think it's an innovative solution that I think might be helpful for a lot of HOAs.
Yeah, I think so too, because it's unrealistic to rely on 3 boards or 5 boards or however many. This is a volunteer position. And we have I hear some associations have 300 houses in it. It's going to take a responsibility of at least 1/3 of those 300 houses to get involved to make this work.
Thank you, Ms. Owens. Dwight, I believe I had you next in line that had your hand raised.
Yes, once again, I represent the Wildbrook subdivision. My biggest complaint, and I'll address this to the supervisor, maybe you guys can help us out with power outages. I'm not sure if we're all in the same grid or not, but I know the Wildbrook subdivision, we suffer power outages on a regular basis. And not most of our homeowners, but we do have a few homeowners who are fortunate enough to be able to purchase their whole house generators, which are very expensive within itself, just to sustain some type of power. So I would like to know, what can we do about that? I did make some contact with DTE Energy's representative of their company maybe last year, And that representative was kind enough to explain to me what the problem was and also promised me that the problem would be resolved as an update to the system. Unfortunately, that wasn't accurate. We experienced 2 power failures just the other day, back to back. That's one thing. The other issue, of course, just like many other HOAs, it is the speeding. Just to share what we're doing is pretty much what Owens indicated. We were also going to go into that mechanism of securing captains in the sense, but our subdivision, of course, we're no longer self-managed. So we, of course, have our management company. Once we identify who the violators are, we issue violation notices and we try to hold them accountable for just that. And then the last thing, of course, was roads. And I guess that was indicated. We mentioned that was talked about as roads. Roads are pretty deplorable as well within our communities. And of course, it's due to a lot of the trucking companies that's in our area as well, I'm sure. So, but those are my comments.
Thank you, Dwight. And I'll just say very briefly, the power outage is something that we are very familiar with, and we have been in contact with DTE. And we know that that's an issue in our area. They chalk a lot of it up to tree trimming and limbs that have gotten involved in the lines. And they have started scheduling work, and we have kind of seen improvements over maybe the past year or so, but they do have stepped up their tree trimming, and believe it or not, that is what they account for almost 3/4 of our kind of inordinate number of outages. And they are very aware that in our area that we've put it on their radar that we believe that we suffer more from outages than a lot of our surrounding communities. So it's not, I'd be happy to talk with you more about that at another time. Okay. Cassandra, I had you next in line.
I am back, and I did hear almost everything you said because I have the capability to get on another system, but you couldn't see me, but I was there. I heard the garbage, I heard the speeding, I heard the flooding.
So we have Cassandra next in line.
Thank you. I'm so sorry. Thank you so much.
No worries.
A few of the concerns that I had were addressed with the speeding and the power outages, but my other large concern is that there is an overload of celebration shootings that's been occurring in the last 2 years. I do contact police when I hear it, but I just think that something needs to come out from the township expressing that how dangerous it is. I know that I am originally born and raised in Detroit, so I know that is something that they do in Detroit, and I think that that is being carried over into Van Buren Township. But a lot of us moved to Van Buren Township. Like I said, I've been here for 16 years. We moved from Detroit because we wanted to get away from that. And so I wanted to know if there is something I have talk to the director, a public safety director, if there is something we can do to let the residents know that that is not acceptable in this community. It is not acceptable and it's dangerous.
That's not acceptable and it's dangerous. Agreed. And obviously we should have the police chief here one day. Everybody that's got a problem with speeding, call my office, let me know what road you want it on, and I'll at least put up a sign, maybe park a cop. We'll start doing some stuff with that.
I have Charles next in line who had his hand raised.
Yeah, just real quick, I have a question for you regarding the builder's master deed. Is that Wayne County or Van Buren Township that agreed with the contractors before they built our homes?
Matt?
That would be the builder's master deed is not, it's not with the township. That's signed by, if it's the document I'm thinking of, the deed is signed by every homeowner upon the original purchase of the property, and also by the association as it takes over the entire.
No, I'm talking about the deed into where the contractors were given permission to actually establish a subdivision and build homes based on the ordinances of Van Buren Township and Wayne County.
if it's a condominium, it's the state.
No, single homes.
If it's a subdivision, it's the county.
Okay, okay, because it's pretty interesting because we've been here for 18 years and we have been trying to get streetlights in our subdivision for the longest. We feel that Van Buren Township probably should sponsor that campaign and figure out what we need to do to get those streetlights, because that was in the original agreement with the builder that they would put the streetlights in, and it's also was in the original agreement that they would pave Morton Taylor. So that hasn't been done in 18 years. The streetlights hasn't been done in 18 years. And one other pain point that I have is whenever something goes on within our subdivision and we contact or somebody go to Van Buren Township, they always send them back to us. And so it'd be good if they can kind of be versed on what should be sent to the subdivision and what shouldn't. It just seems like the common answer is go talk to your subdivision.
Are you a PRD, or do you know what your zoning is?
Don, Walden Woods has had an issue because of the fact that their builder did not complete their subdivision and finish off their sidewalks and their streetlights. And because they didn't do the front section over by Tyler, which is when they were supposed to do Morton Taylor. Long story short is they got screwed by a developer that declared bankruptcy and switched names.
Wow.
Oh.
The guy keeps on trying to come in here and do stuff with us, and we keep on saying, "Will you put the lights in?"
So
Okay.
Wade signed off on that.
Sorry,
What
Matt.
about, yeah, the bonds, the bonds.
Correct.
In 2000, Charles, in 2015, the township put together a community lighting SAD program for Walden Woods and put it back to the Walden Woods because a petition needs to be signed.
But see, but that's my whole point. Everything always comes back to the subdivision.
Well,
why can't the township send a communication out to everybody and say, these are the streetlights, this is how much it's going to cost?
I think, Charles, this is something that you and I will have to talk about.
We have talked. We have talked. It got nowhere.
It's the state law that requires the petitioners to be the residents of the subdivision.
Wow.
Yeah.
We'll
Okay.
send out a letter. I mean, but that's what this group do.
Mr. McNamara, it's just very, 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 did I say very frustrating?
I know.
It's just very frustrating. It seems like we're paying Wayne County taxes. Some of the taxes we pay to Wayne County goes to Van Buren Township. And I just don't understand what really service that we're getting, you know, as a homeowner. You know, I got fined $600 from your ordinance officer because we didn't know about on Robeson Road to cut down the cattails. Okay, if he would have told us, we would have did it. We have communicated with them. But all up Tyler, the cattails are getting so big, but in their county.
Cut them down?
But we can't find the county, but you guys can find us.
Wait a second, hold on. You can't cut down cattails?
The
That
cattails
we
are
have-
protected
we
by
didn't know
land
about
easement.
Robeson was our property. And somebody, and I think at the township works, live in our subdivision, works at the township. Instead of them reaching out to us, they reached out to the ordinance officer. He put a tag back on the street, nobody goes down. And then we were fined, I think it was either $600 or $800 that we paid. But
That's
yes,
the stuff I want to hear about. That's kind of stuff you should talk about in this meeting. Because trust me, of all the things I've heard, I'm gonna find out who the hell did
this
that.
was last year. I could send you the communications that we've had.
I only have one ordinance officer in that area. It's not gonna be hard for
Yeah.
us to know.
Yeah, but we were fined $800. We had to pay them. But going down Tyler Road right now, the cattails are so tall, and what they did was just shaved off the top. That's dangerous, and we can't get streetlights.
I don't understand. Well, you know what? I don't understand that we can't cut down cattails.
It's Wayne County.
They're endangered species.
We just bought an $85,000 tractor because we got sick and tired of calling Wayne County and saying cut something and they won't cut it. We're literally ready. We're within the next 2-3 weeks. We're gonna have the capability Wayne County has to cut down cattails. We spent that money because you can't see around corners in this downtown anymore. and we're gonna go start doing Wayne County's job because we're done waiting for them.
Bravo.
And
Please
getting
start on
fined for
Tyler.
doing exactly what we're about to do? I don't know. I gotta find out what happened there.
Okay, my time's up. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you. I have Wendy Williamson. I know she was trying to raise her hand. So I was gonna let Wendy Williamson, you're up next, and then Clerk Wright is to follow her.
Thank you. I love all the comments everybody's making. At a township level, a real pinch point for us, because there's been a tremendous amount of building here near Haggerty and Savage, is to make Haggerty and Savage a four-way stop. It becomes more dangerous every day. And also to require the homeowners on that corner to cut their shrubs back more often and further. And I'd like, if there's anything we can do about the Willow Run noise between midnight and 4 a.m., it's ridiculous. I don't know why they need to do that in the middle of the night. I work from home and they don't make that noise at all during normal human hours. And then just best practices for condo people, I'd love to hear what other people are charging for bylaw violations. And also best practices for building reserves for capital improvements. And that's all I have.
Okay, before we stop, now now hopefully you have not heard that noise from the airport in the last week.
Correct.
Because
There's a FAA link for noise issues. So if you need to do that, please submit that link.
if you do, call my office and let me know, because we're here, okay?
Okay.
Long story short, we found out what they were doing. They were doing it wrong. I think it's fixed.
Okay.
Thank you, Wendy. Clerk Wright, I believe you're next in line.
You're on mute.
You're on mute.
I'm sorry. I'd like to address a couple of questions I heard before I forget about them. First of all, I think I heard someone mention that they want to get with the township regarding fences and ordinances. That's something, if you have if you have bylaws for your subdivision, that's something that's directly influenced by you, because the township already regulates 6-foot fences. Anything other than 6 foot would be based on your bylaws. And I think that's a lot of the concern. I know previously when we tried to set up this association, this committee, there was a lot of concerns. There's a lot of association has covenants, but hasn't set up bylaws. And the covenants just is something that's given to the association from the builder. When you start up when you take over the association, you have to develop your own bylaws for your homeowners association, which is the teeth of your strength of the association. It depends on what's in your bylaws, what you can do and what you can't do. And the reason why the township sends a lot of people back to the association is because your bylaws supersedes the ordinances. For instance, in my subdivision, you can only erect a 4-foot fence. The township allows you to erect a 6-foot fence, but they have to come back to us to get permission because our bylaws trump. Our bylaw trumps the ordinances. Ordinances can help you in certain situations like parking on the street, if it's county roads, or especially if it's private roads. You can get your ordinance officer should be helping you out with that. They do here, is because you can't park commercial vehicles on the street on the streets of county road, and you definitely can't do it on private road. So you have control over that. The other things I think I've talked to you, Mr. Arnold, regarding the street lighting. When we first took over the subdivision, we ran into the same problem that most of us are having. A lot of builders came in. The initial builder came in and built, and they filed bankruptcy. They left, and most association was finished by subsequent builders. That lost all the control you had at that point. You had to deal with the new people that came in. So what we did, we were fortunate enough to have to deal with alternatives to sue the initial builder, because they left Andover Farm initially without putting in trees, without putting in street lights, without finishing a lot of the things that was in the plans. So we sued them and won in court, which gave us money to start up with. So I would encourage anyone that don't have a strong set of bylaws to strengthen your bylaws, because that's going to be the way you collect your funds for people that don't pay their dues. That's going to be the way you erect fines for people that don't take care of their properties. We are very strict, and you have to be, because you are put in place to oversee your communities. You have to be strict. You have to go after the offenders. If you don't, you're going to continue to have the issues going to continue to worsen. You have to be a strong organization, and you have to go after them. I don't know a president or a homeowner association or no one that sits on the board that's liked within the community. I know I'm not. I get the finger threw up at me small in the yard. So you have to deal with the things that comes with governing. We are the lowest form of government in the community. But you have a lot of strength if you have your bylaws put together. And I haven't lost a case in court yet. Anyone that we have taken to court, but before the judge even think about ruling, he say, do you have a set of your bylaws? Did you see that when you file your paperwork, when you bought the homes? Yeah, you should have known. Case, and they rule in our favor every single time. So that's going to be the things that we need to talk about, how to strengthen your bylaws. And if you don't have bylaws, you need to form some. You can get street lights, Mr. I think he disappeared on me. Mr. Arnold, there is a way to get street lights, but at this point, you're gonna have to lobby your homeowners, and you need the majority of them to say yes at this point, because your initial builder filed bankruptcy and he left without doing it. So now it's on. We can help you, but you're gonna have to lobby your homeowners, and you might have to walk around and talk to them in order to get 50. All you need is 51% of your homeowners to say yes, and you can get street lights.
And we have, but they're so concerned that their bill is going to go up.
It shouldn't. Well, we have 216 homes in our subdivision. I know you have more than we do.
We have 297. And
we have 216 homes, and we pay, I think, $76 a year.
Yeah, we walk the subdivision, and got cussed out. Get off my porch.
Yeah, that's gonna happen.
Not signing nothing. So I understand that, but I also understand that we're our residents, and it's a safety issue, and it's not only within Walden Woods. I'm looking at the chat. It's within a lot of the subdivisions. So much as I like to park on Belleville Road, it'd have been nice if that money could have been put into securing the security.
You should have never got ticketed for that, because you shouldn't be trimming Belleville on the side of the road on Tyler Road at all. That's not your responsibility. I know I don't trim. So, and I know that falls under Wayne County. So
can I make a suggestion? I'm sorry. Can I make a suggestion on the remarks regarding not the homeowner, but someone from the board possibly going and not necessarily confronting, but talking to neighbors and telling them that they're in violations, and possibly issuing what's ordinances that the board may have to issue. I think what Charles is saying is valid. We're not living in the same days and times when these subdivisions was first put up. People are not reasonable. You don't want to get into it with your neighbors because you're telling them that they should move something or they shouldn't move something. I think whenever we have, whenever we come to the township, we're asking for support. We're asking for someone to, that doesn't have a home inside the sub to issue an ordinance to something that's obviously the association is not handling or can handle. And I think it's unfair to, to suggest that a board member should go knock on a porch or, have to live next door to someone that they issued them
No, Mr. Warren, I'm not saying that, I'm not saying you should go knock on the door because I understand we had the same problem.
Yeah, it's
We
a
don't knock-
safety issue. Yeah, it's
we
a
don't
safety
knock-
issue. If someone is giving you the finger, while you're
Well,
cutting
we
your
don't knock on
grass,
doors anymore. We send letters. We stopped that because we had the
Yeah.
same problem.
sending
what I-
letters, sending letters, knocking on doors is all the same. You're the one that's going to be, somewhat letting the person know, I am telling you to do something. I think in a situation like that, now it's just me, because an officer or the ordinance person has no connection issuing a ticket. And if the bylaws are superseding the township, these bylaws need to be rewritten, because the township, even though we're subdivisions and there's bylaws, we are in your township.
No, what I'm saying is that that's the way it's set up, and that's the way it should be. It should be that way because you want it vice versa, because then you get caught up in the situation where everything goes, and you don't want that either. What we're here to do and try to establish is a coalition to set up ordinances that support your bylaws. You don't want the bylaws to supersede. I mean, the ordinance to supersede your bylaws. Believe me, you would have a whole different set of problems. But you want ordinances that can support your bylaws. That's what you want to try to establish. That way, if we buy ordinances that support the bylaws, now we can send in. We have the authority to maybe send in someone to help you. But right now we can't. The township don't have the authority to send someone in to do that because, like I said, your bylaws supersede the ordinances. And that's why we're establishing this coalition to see what can we do to help.
Thank you. I have Andrea, who's been waiting patiently, and along with Nicole, who have their hand raised. I think in this virtual setting, that's the best way to give everybody an opportunity who hasn't spoke yet. So there is a hand raising icon towards the bottom right of your Zoom window. So I'll turn it over to Andrea right now, and then Nicole is follows.
Hi, so I'm at Hickory Woods, and we are, I don't know about most of the other communities, but we are a traditional condo community. We are attached sides. To be fair, my complaints, my issues don't seem anywhere near as severe as some of yours that I've heard, because apparently condo bylaws are allowed or able to be a lot more strict than homeowner HOAs. We have a management company that does a crap ton of work for us as far as enforcing dues payments, things like that. The problems that we have at our most recent annual meeting, we have a small section of woods on our west side, and we have Parkwood apartments on our east side. At varying times in the year, we have safety concerns on both sides of our community, only along the outside edges. I haven't seen a whole lot on the inside, though I've got a person or two who claim there's stuff going on. One of the concerns we have is we have been told that Michigan is one of 13 states that says, that has legal verbiage that says we cannot have any outside recording devices in our community due to, yeah, I know, right? I see some of your faces going. Because the cops are telling people, put up a Ring doorbell, put up security cameras. However, our management company was involved in a lawsuit in another community where one neighbor recorded their other neighbor having an affair with someone else, posted it on Nextdoor or some other social media site. They went to court, and Michigan is now one of 13 states who has no public recording allowed. So what we've been advised is that you cannot have any cameras on the outside of your units. They have to be on the inside. Well, 23 out of our 222 condo units have said, F you, we're going to do whatever we want. Some of them respond to lawyers. I wouldn't be shocked if Mr. McNamara, if one of them has contacted you. She works in the court system. It took a mediator to get her to take hers down. A lot of things we're able to accomplish because we have a huge legal budget. We have to send a ton of legal notices to get people to comply. So varying things that people complained about as far as safety goes is gunshots, both at homes and just straight up in the air and in the area. So those of you who are nearby me, sounds very familiar. We have a section, we are also a community where our builder decided he was going to file bankruptcy. He left a third of our community unfinished. He went to Tennessee and started a new company in Murfreesboro, Tennessee, where one of my neighbors was working for a period of time. And we sued him and got nothing. We got laughed at. We sued the title, we sued anybody we could. We got laughed at. 10 years ago, we spent $400,000 resurfacing our roads because he never finished the roads. We are now in a position where we're going to have to refinish our roads again, except there's no drain tile, except for where we've been piecing it out together because whoever's in charge of observing and making sure that builders are held liable didn't do their job. We are sitting on a super high water table. There was no drain tile put in, none. We have catch basins. We've rebuilt multiple of them multiple times in the 10 years, in the last 5 years, really. Our ponds don't drain to anything but themselves. So we've now had to drain our ponds into back 40 open space three times. 72,000 gallons of water the very first time we drained out of our ponds. It was absolutely absurd. It has nowhere to go. When we have sued, the builder had a friend, they did a handshake deal to trade off the property when he went bankrupt. We turned that back property into green space by modifying the master deed. That builder showed back up 2 years ago and wanted the property, so we sued him. We've been awarded the property. We're now fighting over who has to pay $60,000 in taxes that I refuse to pay. Screw you, you stole $400,000 from us. If and when we ever build this back 40, where is this water going to go when our ponds flood? I mean, they are literally the very first time they were this close to the bottom of the big giant electrical main boxes. I'm not joking, less than 6 inches. Let's see. Speeding is an issue. We have drug deals going on in the back 40 all the time. We call the police. They come when they can. They have more pressing issues than to deal with Hickory Woods and the drug dealers in the back 40. Like, by the time they show up 45 minutes to an hour later, they're gone. People don't feel safe. Let's see. I'm just looking at my notes. Mr. West, I have a question for you. You said condo master deeds are at the state level. When did that change? Because 10 years ago, it was done at the township level.
It depends on what document we're talking about. I'd have to see the document to tell you for sure, but Matt, the ones for condos are signed off by the state.
So when we amended our master deed, it was done at the township 10 years ago.
I have to look at it.
Okay. Mowing along Tyler Road on the west side. Yep, they came through and chopped them halfway off. You can't see. Somebody is going to get killed out in front of Hickory Woods on Tyler Road because you cannot see who's coming. And my vice president is the one who usually calls the township office and fights with someone to get those cut down. She doesn't have time this year. She's working from home.
We're buying a tractor, but Wayne County's job is to do that. But we've given up on Wayne County. We're buying equipment to do it.
I'm just going through it.
No, keep it coming. This is why, I didn't know if this thing was going to be a big waste of time having the HOAs in one room. Obviously, we need to do this more often.
Yes, and I think
I'll shut up.
we We should address that very shortly. So I have.
Andrea,
Nicole-
I'm not sure, was Andrea done? I'm sorry.
Oh, no, I'm sorry.
I have one last thing and
Oh,
it's quick.
sorry
Can
about that. Go ahead.
we, in a condo community, legally put a limit on people buying units and renting? And I know
Yes.
that's not an answer I'm gonna get right now, and I'm okay with that. It's just, we've had information over the last 10 years about whether that's something we can do or not, and whether we can put it in our bylaws or not. And I'm done.
Okay. Thank you. No, we appreciate it. So I have Nicole, Tanya, and then Monica in line, but I will say very quickly, because we are kind of losing some of our attendees. We'll, as a staff, Kevin and I will stay on as long as we need to. Be happy to talk as long as anybody else would like to speak. But we'll probably handle some of these people that have their hand raised, and then maybe address when we should schedule a follow-up meeting to meet in the future, whether it be
Yeah,
monthly.
and everybody send those problems to my office so I can get a start.
Absolutely, yeah. And we'll also give out our information to just be able to get a hold of us if we would like to
Hey,
follow
June,
up.
at our next meeting, we will have the chief of police. We're definitely gonna have him here. Okay.
Thank you. So I'll say Nicole, and then Tanya and Monica are in line. So Nicole, I'll let you go. Go ahead.
Okay, I'll try to make this quick and speed talk. Andrea, yes, you can limit the amount of rentals. It's in our bylaws, our master, and we limit ours to 20%. Now, whether or not they report it is another thing. They're supposed to report it, but not everybody reports when they're renting their units. So, and we do have fines for that. If we find out that they're renting and they haven't reported it, we can fine them. I don't have most of these problems you guys have. I have a lot bigger issues, structural issues with our buildings. Ditto, our builder went bankrupt also. And we have huge swaths of open land that are owned by some developer who hasn't done anything with them for 10 years, which I'm actually not disappointed with. I like the open areas. I actually enjoy them. I wouldn't mind the township maybe buying the property and doing a community garden and a dog park in them. Hint, hint. So another community garden. I know we want to have one over in Van Buren Park, but I would like one closer to home. That's just me. And a dog park would be awesome. I take my dogs over to Canton as it is, and it's about a 15-minute drive to go over there, which I don't mind. It's a nice dog park, but it'd be nice to have our own. And like I said, we have huge swaths of land over here that are available. So
I got it right. I wrote it down.
So as for the master deeds, we were, I know you have some of our, so we have a master deed, we have an amended master deed. After the builder went bankrupt, they amended it. It's too bad Charles left, but if anybody wants to take a note for him, if you can contact him, so is it automatic when a builder comes in and starts a development that the township makes the builder take out a bond?
Matt?
There are bonds for underground, stormwater, water and sewer utilities, and then there is a performance bond for some of the work that's done pre-house, before the houses are started. So a lot of the bonds are actually released before the houses are started. And then there's one for that we hold as long as possible for the roads.
Okay, so there isn't an overall bond for the development in general?
No.
Okay, because I was gonna say what happened with us was when we did a amendment to master deed, the current board members at that time actually signed off on it. So we were under the assumption that there was an overall bond, and rumor has it was $1 million, and that because our board at the time signed off on it, that's why we were unable to get things fixed. I don't know if that was Charles' problem with his lights, but it was just another something that I had a question about with the developments. So you're saying there's only certain things they can bond out. So utilities, would his streetlights be under that?
No.
No, okay. Yeah, I have huge issues. The storm retention ponds, I've done extensive research. I've read the schematics on our master deed. if it wasn't designed wrong, I believe it was designed wrong, but short of hiring an engineer to go over the schematics and go out and take measurements, I won't know. Our main retention pond it's too high. It's too high. There is, Sanjay still here? He's not here. We've talked about this extensively because our main drain goes back through that subdivision's property, and it's actually part of their property. It's high. It's high. It's high. Our main pond right now, the standpipe, the water's over the standpipe.
Yep.
It's been like that for years. It should not, that's not what a standpipe's for. A standpipe's for overflow. So that water level should be lower, and it's over the standpipe. We have a overflow pond. So now when that water gets high, that water's supposed to go to the overflow pond. The overflow pond goes into the drainage line, which is what, a 20-inch maybe pipe?
Yep.
That pipe is about 2 feet over the water level right now. So I don't know how you can explain it. It's supposed to drain through there. Our main pond's supposed to, so something was designed wrong, which
before you go any further, before this water goes away and we're the next couple of weeks in the heat, take a look at the ditch line along Ecorse Road and tell me if there's water in the ditch line on Ecorse Road.
Okay.
Because that's, some of your water goes to the north and some of your,
oh yeah, I know.
right?
A big
And
part of
some your
Ecorse
water
Road
goes to
drains
the
in there.
south. And your subdivision specific problem is most likely directly related to the Wayne County drain, the McClaury drain, which desperately needs to be cleaned out. And there was a petition a few years back. Ashley Capital out of Romulus tried to petition, and residents from Romulus and Van Buren didn't want to have it happen then. That was like, geez, 10, 12 years ago. And so now the only way to fix that drainage problem is a Wayne County petition, but we can talk more about that.
Okay, yeah, because as it stands though, that drain pipe, like I said, is about 2 feet over our overflow level. So what you're saying is
There may not be, if your storm system is working properly and has been cleaned out properly over the last 10 years or whatever, there may not be anywhere for the water to go because the ultimate outlet of the county drain is full of water or obstructed. Yes.
and that would cause our main pond to stay overflowed all the time. It's
Yeah.
short of, because the last time we had I think the last time we had it, because they have 100-year floods, 50-year floods, right?
Mhm.
So the last time we had an event like that, it's been quite a while.
We
So
had
at
one
this,
the other day, like we had a 100-year event like last week, I think, over the weekend.
what?
Did you guys get it?
I don't know about that. I know
I
we've
don't know if
gotten a
you
lot
got
of
it in
rain,
Van
but I don't,
Buren. I know we got
that it's a certain amount of inches of rain within a certain period of time. I don't think we had one of those. But okay, so in the balconies, I mean, we have balconies. Like I said, we have major structural issues. We already know we can't go after the builder. That's long past. Township doesn't seem that we can't hold them accountable for the inspections that were done that were faulty or not done at all. So we literally have balconies. We've had to pay an engineer about $20,000 so far to come out. We had a balcony collapse off of a building. Collapse.
Are you off Ecorse Road? Are you off
Huh?
Ecorse Road?
What's that?
You're off Ecorse Road, right?
Yes, we are. Yeah. So we've been dealing with this.
Those condos, I elected for my house. I'm going,
They're
okay.
beautiful. They're beautiful condos,
I know.
but we have these issues, and this balcony issue is like $150,000 issue.
When the
We had to
time
raise our dues this year, and people are irate, and they don't understand the level of the series of accountability, which we've already been through. We've already discussed it with our attorneys. We've already exhausted the master. Oh, I'm sorry.
I hate to cut you off, but
No, that's fine.
have Tanya, and we will talk. We will stay on to talk with you later on too. But I have Tanya and Monica patiently waiting, and we are losing some attendees. So Tanya, why don't you go ahead, and then Monica, why don't you follow her?
Thank you. I'll be very brief. Charter Club Estates has a lot of the same issues that have been discussed. The drainage issue, same. And I think we're on that 7 mile, I think it was a 7 mile drain for Wayne County that is clogged, and they've indicated that they were going to fix it, but that's caused our pumps to overrun and break down, and we've had to replace them just recently. So that's, I'm not going to talk about drainage anymore. I think we've talked about that enough. What I wanted to talk about or propose is really some ways to share best practices and things. So we talked about the bylaws, and one of the challenges that we have in Charter Club Estates is resident participation in our public meetings and engagement. We have been trying to update our bylaws for the last 3 or 4 years, but we can never get enough members at a meeting to, ratify anything. So we never have a quorum to do that. So I'd be interesting to know from other areas how they handle that, and how do they get, how have they been successful in changing their bylaws? That's just one of the topics, but I think having this forum as an opportunity to also share best practices, in addition to all of the concerns and whatnot, but let's also use it for some positive things and how we can leverage each other's experiences and knowledge to improve.
Thank you, Tanya. That is exactly the idea that we would like to get a benefit from. Monica?
I just had a comment for Andrea regarding the grass cutting for Wayne County. I called, if you like instant message me the location, I have a contact at Rhodes, because I called about E-course at between 275 and Hannon, because when you do that Michigan U, you couldn't see. So I called and they came out the next day and cut the grass, because I asked them, was it Wayne County or was it Van Buren? Or they said it was Wayne County. I was like, well, get somebody out here to cut the grass. They cut the grass. So if you send me the exact location, I'll try to reach out to my contact at Rhodes to see if I can get somebody out here. Okay.
Thank you, Monica.
There's nothing more powerful than a purchasing clerk.
That's right. That won't get your money for your contracts for you. So if you don't get out here and do this, and I have quite a few people that I have good relationships with at Rhodes. So if you just let me know, I'll try to find out where they are.
Okay, are we all set? I was going to ask, I don't think I have to ask, but I will say it out loud. Do you think we should do this again? I think we can all agree we should. Okay.
Monica,
right.
before you go, could you please send me, Monica, could you send me an email? Could you email the clerk, please, and give me your contact? I would love to use your leverage.
Yeah. So, all right. So I heard a lot of things that are going to be really easy actually to fix, or at least make an impact on. Speeding issues are relatively easy to fix. I just parked a cop out there. I'm going to warn you that your neighbors are all going to get tickets, okay? Because it's not outsiders. So, I mean, I've got signs that I can put on, signs that'll basically be webinared. It'll record everybody that did speed. And it'll give me real-time data that it's working. A lot of these things you said, I can take care of. Some things I am never, ever, ever, ever going to be able to fix, although I will hit that. I will do what I will try. But Sanjay, I am never, ever going to be able to get a local road paved on an 80-20 deal with Wayne County. We got $2 million to do it. We made lunch for them. We made breakfast for them, the board. We brought them out here. We took them to Grace Lake. We wined and dined them, and we got them to give us $2 million in grants. But we had to take dirt roads and turn them into regular roads. And then when we couldn't, they let us do an 80-20 split with locals, and the subdivisions, HOAs, used it all up basically by doing, I'm going to do this section and this section. This guy said, I'm going to do this section and this section. It basically fixed up the roads.
Yeah, I'm open to that, but we don't even have access to that.
Well, you did through Van Buren Township, and you missed the boat because somebody didn't tell you. But this group
for us
doesn't happen again.
Actually, which Robinson River is currently under the program that we were just?
We are.
Yes,
we have the memorandum of understanding.
Sanjay, you're getting road repairs through the local road network initiative, which is what Supervisor McNamara lobbied for hard.
Yeah. Okay, so we're getting that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yes, you are
You
now.
You've actually promised money to pay into it, so
All right.
you owe us some money when the time comes. But yeah, we have road work for you. Yes.
Okay. Awesome.
Can we get some of that?
All right.
Supervisor.
It's already been
Before we-
handed out. If you're already in the list, you're in the list.
It
It was
it was-
approved 2 years ago, but they took it away from us. Then they came back this year and said, okay, here's the deal. Quit bugging us and we'll give you your money back.
Supervisor. Tanya.
Okay, we're getting.
Tanya from Charter Club.
Yes,
You having a problem with your quorum, right, for the meetings? People not showing up,
yes,
can't get anything done?
yes, correct.
You need to send out every homeowner an absentee ballot with the question on there. Would they change the quorum to be the majority of the people that attend the meeting? All you need is the majority of the homeowners to say yes. They probably will, because the problem is they just don't have time to come to the meeting. Most people don't come. So once you do that, and then you can change the quorum. I mean, you can change your meeting update to be meeting. I mean, things can be done based on the amount of people you have at the meeting, and
The proxy.
the majority of the people that attend the meeting, rather than the majority of the people in the subdivision. We had that problem back a while ago, and we had to change the bylaws to state that, because we couldn't get anything done neither. So
Okay,
so you need
By
to
proxy vote.
you need to put out a proxy vote, right, Reggie? Put a proxy vote out and send it out to all the homeowners, yes or no. And most of them, I'm pretty sure you get the quorum to say, you'll get a majority to say yes, because most people just don't come to a meeting. We don't get people at the meetings neither, so don't feel
yeah,
bad. But I don't really have a problem with that, but that's just the nature of the beast.
yeah.
If you
216.
want to know who actually owns that property, because I saw
We
that.
might be lucky if we get 40 people at a meeting based on, no matter what's going on. We can tell them that we'll increase their dues $500. They still don't show up,
Right, but then they'll complain.
but they'll complain afterwards. Correct.
Exactly.
Okay, so
Okay,
that's
thank
what you
you.
need to do. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
We also have a
Someone
list
has
of
his hands
homeowners.
raised. Sorry.
Yeah, I just have one last question. Is there any anything on the township for people that rent houses out? Is there a standard that these homes should be kept up to date? I was just wondering.
I wish.
Okay, there's not. Oh, maybe that could be something that could be worked on in the future. And also too, just a suggestion at the next meeting, maybe someone from the police department as well as someone from the ordinance department, probably should be in attendance to this meeting. It's just my 2 cents.
Absolutely.
You can count on police. We'll bring ordinance. Police is ordinance in the way we do it. So we will have cops here, and I will even bring our ordinance guy in, and he is really not a nice guy. He is. If you sick him on somebody, I cannot pull him off. So be careful.
Thank you.
He believes in enforcing ordinances, which I do too. So
I will just say that ordinance guy took care of a person who had dog feces over her yard for 3 years and would not listen to the association. He came out here and it was done in days because she got a ticket and threatened to have her dogs removed.
Yeah, I know Schooler and Bazzi, they all do a very good job when, with the township. I was just thinking, so maybe they could just be in the loop because a lot of concerns is in their area. That's why I was just, suggesting that maybe they should be a part of it.
Just be careful which way you point him, because
yeah, they're wonderful.
On his way there, you may see things that you didn't know about.
Yeah, and also, is it Swartz, Sergeant Swartz? He attended his first name is Alexander. Swartz, I'm sorry, thank you. He attended
Sergeant Schultz.
Yeah, Schultz, okay, well, you know who I'm talking about. He attended one of our meetings we had out in the lawn, and he was very informative. We had a gentleman that was going from a house to house at one time. I believe he's a sub to sub now. He was driving a white pickup truck. He was going in people's cars and just stealing stuff out of different subs in Van Buren Township. So he kind of enlightened us what was going on with that particular person.
All right, so I'm going to set up another meeting. September would be the absolute latest I would set it up. I probably, I don't know, just how do people feel about August, or do you want to wait till September? I don't know what your vacations are like.
I'm for September myself.
Let's just go with September. And then we may do this month in and month out for the first 2 or 3, because I have a feeling that I've got a lot of issues out there that I don't know about.
And outside of a virtual setting, we might have a better way to come together. There's some pros and cons to doing this through Zoom. So managing the structure of how we go about getting comment might be improved in person, or it might not be. But I think September is a good target date that we'll send out emails to set up a new meeting and to address all the issues. I did share my email on the supervisor's office number again in the chat. It's 734-699-8910. And we have a great assistant, Hannah, who is relentless in copying down per detail any of the issues that you're having that we will be following up on. So I think with that, we'll target September, and we'll talk about scheduling, getting a consensus of a regular meeting time that is beneficial for the group.
I have a quick request. Is whoever's doing the minutes, can you do a Google Doc and make a tab for every subdivision? We can put our issues there and then put them in categories. It'd be a whole lot easier to manage the next meeting.
Might be a great idea.
Sure. It'll probably gonna call on me to do
but that's a good idea. The idea.
It is, yeah, a Google Doc to do kind of minutes. This is going to be a strange meeting to do minutes for. Normally minutes are recording for actions. Is usually what you're supposed to be copying down, but a lot of this is comment
problems,
categories of issues or problems, right? Not necessarily minute by minute of who was yelling the most or something. But
no, I'm going to do the best I can to detail the comments and what occurred during the meetings, which we would consider to be minutes. But that is a great recommendation to set up it as a Google Doc.
Right. And some subs have solved some problems that we can lean off of each other. And there are some things that I'd like the township to sort of bring together a coalition so we can manage our costs. So there are things that, there's some people obviously have bigger fires, but let's get the low hanging fruit as much as we can.
Thank you.
And Sanji, I also feel your pain regarding losing prominent people to Canton and Novi. But unfortunately, the real reason for that is our schools.
I know that, absolutely.
What? I had 3 kids that went through Belleville schools and they did just fine.
So
what's wrong with our schools?
I agree. I sent 2 kids to Belleville schools too, but every time I question someone regarding why they moved,
they just want the status and they like the parks over there. We have nice parks though too.
Yeah.
But
that's the response I get.
The tall phragmites, which we all collectively refer to as cattails. People don't want to live in the jungle, and my roads are going bad, and people don't want to live here anymore. So schools, roads, and cattail/phragmites. We need all of these.
I'm going to tell you something. Canada's got one thing we don't have. First of all, you have the lowest tax in the world. You pay 1 mil for Van Buren government. You pay 6.5 mils for Van Buren Parks and Van Buren
Police and Fire.
Police and Fire. But 1 mil for all the rest: parks, seniors, recreations, all the stuff that basically building ordinance. It just goes on, roads, ditches. But 1 mil, and the reason is because of that landfill, that landfill. But what Canton did was they didn't do that. They took all that landfill money that they got, which is about the same as us, and they raised their taxes, and they took it all and they dumped it into their parks. And yes, if it wasn't for the Vistion building, we could build a $40 million summit and golf course just like they have, and pay cash and not raise your taxes. But Vistion screwed us over, And as it is, we're doing really well. I mean, it's not a bad community. It's a very secure community. We have nice parks. We're getting better, but there is a perception of that school not being as good as Canton's.
I recall objecting to the Vistion loan very, very strongly back then. I said, they're going to go bankrupt. Please don't. But it's water under the bridge now.
We're strong.
And Canton can also increase their taxes as needed. That's the main thing.
They don't have to have a vote of the
people. We can only increase our taxes based on the vote of the people. Canton can increase their taxes as needed. That's why their taxes are sky high. But
I know
they have amenities.
Okay.
Very quickly, I saw Glenn join us later on. I don't know if you wanted to introduce yourself.
Hey, good afternoon, everybody. This is Glenn Johnson. I'm sorry that I was not able to attend the meeting from start to finish. However, I am interested in reading the minutes to see what issues you guys talked about and see if they are going to affect my community as well. I'm Cobblestone Ridge. We are Huron River Drive and Hoft on the other side. I guess that'd be the south side of 94.
Cobblestone Ridge. Okay. We did record this meeting, and we'll be able to share it with you, or be able to get you access to it one way or the other, so you'll be able to watch it in total. But we're glad you were able to join us one way or the other.
Fantastic, thank you, appreciate it, and I look forward to these ongoing meetings. This seems very informative. Just for the few minutes that I've been here, wow. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to it.
Thank you. If you want to share your email, or in the chat or anything like that, I'll make sure if Alicia's still here, we could probably just share the entire meeting somewhere on our website.
Okay, I will do that.
Yeah, sorry everyone. I can definitely add the video link to our website under the government tab, meetings and agendas. There's a HOA committee one, and the video will be there.
Thank you, Alicia.
No problem. Happy to.
I will say goodbye now, and I will see you in September. Okay. Don't forget to call me on these issues.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Thank you.
Good night.
Thank you.
Good night.
Thank you all.
Good night, everybody.